Good evening. Hope everyone's having a good evening so far. It's nice and cool here in Sarasota. I'm out here on a parking lot at Village Plaza. A little while ago, I was into the Party City store and I was reminded of something. That the persons of family that I'd never known all through my life started to taunt again. They're very rich and they use music systems fairly often. This time, one of them was using a partly old children's kind of rhyme in a mocking way, and he wanted the safe brothers to hear also that when they did something to me when I was a baby, they think of it as though they've got something of a jump on me. So anyway, he was taunting, and then they used. Then he said he would like to put me to somewhere where he'd say that they'd start converting me into being a purple people eater. Well, anyway, their harassment reminded me about how arrogant and egotistical they are about themselves, and how secret also, while they're always pointing at my name all around, and reminded me that earlier in the day I was working on a draft from on a report I sent from back in May of 2011. There's an old man who harassed often, who alleged either from clergy. The first time I ever heard him was when the Holy Cross Lutheran Church used to be right over on the other corner where the Walmart store is. And I was walking past one day, I think it was in 1993. The first time I heard him, he wanted to get into traffic briefly, announcing and saying he's from clergy. I think he was saying that he was a pastor, but others that sound just one or more others that sound just like him insist about being a priest. Well, anyway, described himself as an old homo. He said, "These nowadays we're nothing but a bunch of old homos." And on the particular day in May of 2011, he was wanting to also describe himself as being a molester and taunting and saying that he thought of himself as being Third Reich, even though the war was over back in '45, and that he'd want to think of himself whatever other activities there might be, legitimate of government or NATO or wherever, is that he'd want to be a Third Reich molester anywhere, and that he'd also like to be molesting against Russian children, and presumably he'd also be molesting against Ukrainian children, anywhere that the old molester could be. The guy that said that he was an old homo from clergy. I guess he, like I said, either he was indicating being from Holy Cross Lutheran Church or another echelon of the particular organization, or maybe also from the Catholic Church. So anyway, I don't mean to be vague about that. I wouldn't wrongly accuse anybody of anything, but I've heard the same from alleging being from Incarnation also. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention it. I'm always only for children being safe. Car. I don't know if the car was emphasizing for or against me or just a coincidence. Probably a coincidence. So anyway, everyone, like I said before, we know everyone else has their various adversities, and the family I mostly never knew likes to emphasize being Third Reich, and because of what they did to me, they like to try to portray me as agreeing about them, but I don't. So I don't really know how bad the situation is about how they are elsewhere, but again, I'm hoping everyone's all right and that the children are going to have a safe and happy and fun Halloween. For children, it's always just innocent, but some adults like to be judgmental in the future about what kind of costumes are used. But at the time when the kids are just being safe and having fun, I hope everyone's just going to have a safe Halloween. So anyway, like I said in a previous message, concerned against the no limits slogan of the Halloween City over on off of Clark Road. Again, hopefully there's going to just be a peaceful Halloween. Have a good evening.